Okay. Yeah. All right, you guys. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday to all you out there. Lan, King Capri. I saw you in the chat early, showing up early. Awesome. I love that. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, I hope you guys all brought your positive vibes today. Okay. Because it is all about love. Love is in the air, you guys. Love is in the air. Let's just keep it there, okay? Let's pass the love along. But I'm actually excited about today's live stream because this is something that a lot of people out there are looking to not only have people like anticipated this, but I'm just being dead serious with you guys. Like, it is so unbelievable to me how many people request these sorts of videos from me. How many women especially beg me to do videos that are all about, how Scorpios behave in love, and how, they ask me these questions like the most popular question I say I get from ladies is, oh my gosh, like I'm dating the Scorpio man and we've been dating for a year, and like I really don't know if he loves me or likes me, or he's just like passing time, or they just have a hard time, it seems, figuring out whether or not, the Scorpio is really into them or loves them. A lot of ladies, and I have had a couple gentlemen reach out to me about their Scorpio ladies, and they just can't seem to get a good read on Scorpio men. I can see a Scorpio. I know, like, I know when everybody loves me, but like, especially Scorpio man, it's just obvious. It's so obvious to me, but to other signs out there, it's not so obvious. So anyways, yeah, I'm so excited to jump into this. But before I do get on with this, I'm going to check the chat quickly. Okay. After I'm done with all of this, I'm going to only be checking the chats for questions only. And if I happen to see that there's somebody in the chat that I haven't said hello to, I will say hello. But I'm going to let you guys take care of people that might come into the chat and want to bring negative energy, because I'm just not going to let any of that take me off course and ruin the loving positive vibrations that I have going on here. And I want to keep it that way on my channel. I know we're going to have a stray straggler once in a while come in and try to bring their negative energies and vibes here. There is a lot of people out there that are hurting and in pain. And there's a lot of people that like to self-project. And although I do have compassion for people, I also know that these are grown-ass adults. And that sort of thing is just not going to be received well on this channel. I'm not going to entertain it anymore. But I want to keep this all about, for me, this is all about me being a coach, a teacher. I'm not here to entertain negative energy. Okay. But that being said, I want to check the chat and see who I have rocking it. Who is shaking up my chat? We have Bugs. We have Marissa in the house. Hello, lady. How are you doing? We have Rob Smiley. Hello, Rob and Lance. And anybody else? Okay. Don't see. Okay, but yeah, that's all that matters, right? No, I'm just kidding, you guys. We have James. Hello, James. Yes, this is exciting. Yeah, I know, Rob, you are literally, you own the chat, Rob. Like, literally, this is your arena, literally. So, yeah, I say you and Lance and King Capri and even Scorpio Mama when she shows up. You guys own this chat. I love how you guys interact with each other. I think it's just, it just makes me so happy to see you guys interact with each other and you guys to bring the positive vibes, and I'm going to keep it that way. We have Miriam. Hello. Miriam says, I really feel like Scorpios are not for the weak. You are so on point with that statement, Miriam. I swear you are so on point. I actually do stress that in a lot of the Scorpio videos that I have created, and I have created a ton of Scorpio videos, and I stress that, you cannot be a weak-minded or weak or spiritually weak person when dealing with a Scorpio. You have to have strong personal boundaries. You have to respect yourself and respect others. You have to stand up for what you believe, and be true to yourself and be authentic. And, I don't know, I might be like a really loving, compassionate, understanding person, but that only goes so far. Like there's certain things that you just should not be doing. Okay. But yeah, now Lovebug says, I have crazy weeks and weekends. You have crazy weeks and oh my goodness. So you must have like a crazy work schedule. Is that what I'm reading? Am I reading that correctly? King James. Yeah, King James. We have a lot of kings. We got King Rob, we got King Capri, we got King James. Well, we got Queen Marissa. How about that? And we got Queen Miriam and King Lance. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Lance, if you're still here listening, I just want to say that I actually did go to my Spotify and I actually did listen to that song from Zero Gravity Theory. And oh my gosh, I absolutely love the song. It is right up or down my alley, whatever you want to call it. Like it is the kind of music that I absolutely eat up every day. It's very like alternative, but it's also very progressive. I love it. I just absolutely love it. And so, yeah, I just I'm going to tell you guys, if you have not heard that song, what was the name of that song, by the way? Everywhere You Go or something like that. But the group or the artist or whatever is named Zero Gravity Theory. And you can just go on your Spotify and look it up. And oh my gosh, it is such a good song, you guys. Anyways, I had to put it out there. Anyways, let's go ahead and not waste any more time with this, because I know you guys are here to hear and to find out like all the little secret signs of how Scorpios love you. And if you really are here and you really want to know how Scorpios operate, and you really want to have a much better and clear understanding of Scorpios, I literally suggest and encourage you all to go into my channel, scroll across, hit playlists, and scroll down to the 2 Scorpio playlists that I created. And you'll see I have a playlist called Scorpio's Book of Shadows. And then the second playlist that I created is the Scorpio Codex. And I actually go quite deep in all of the videos. But anyways, yeah. So you guys, I had to fix something, my camera, because it's starting to do some wonky stuff. Okay. So anyways, we'll save all the questions for at the end. And yeah, I can't wait to get into this, you guys. So let's do that and grab my tea. Oh my God. Okay. So my dragon pups. Have you guys ever wondered if a Scorpio secretly loves you, or if they're just being nice? Well, the problem is when a Scorpio does actually fall in love, they almost never act the way people expect them to. Meaning they usually won't chase you. They won't shower you with compliments, and they are not going to wear their heart on their sleeve. In fact, many people completely miss the signs because, let's just face it, Scorpio's love language is hidden beneath many layers of mystery, observation, loyalty, and psychological testing. And yes, lots of testing, you guys. And believe it or not, dating a Scorpio can sometimes feel like you're starring in a reality show called How I Survived a Scorpio. And the truth is, most of the time, you don't even know that you're competing or being tested. Yet somehow you've already made it to episode 5. Now, the funny thing is if Scorpio is ignoring everyone else, but quietly paying attention to you, you may already have their heart. Now, check this out. Ancient astrologers actually believed Scorpio was the guardian of hidden mysteries, the guardian of sacred knowledge, and soul deep transformation. They understood something that most modern dating advice completely misses. You see, Scorpio doesn't fall in love with appearances. They fall in love with character. They also watch how you treat people when nobody is looking. They notice your integrity, your loyalty, your emotional strength, and whether your actions actually match your words. So today, we are going to go far beyond the obvious signs. I'm going to reveal the secret behaviors that almost nobody talks about, including the strange little habits, the hilarious emotional tests, and the ancient esoteric reasons why Scorpio loves the way that they do. By the end of this live stream, you guys, you may suddenly realize that a Scorpio in your life has been secretly in love with you this entire time. And you absolutely had no idea. Okay. Are y'all ready to take notes? Because we're going to do this. Okay. I must take a quick tea break before we get further into this, you guys. I do not want my throat to close up on you. So I actually spilled tea on my chin. Anyways, let's jump straight into the very first sign a Scorpio secretly loves you, which is that they suddenly will become like your unofficial bodyguard without announcing their job title, okay? They won't say, "Oh, my love, I'm so worried about you." Instead, they'll casually ask you, "Hey, did you make it home safely the other night? Have you eaten today? Why are you driving in that crazy weather? Or who's fixing your brakes?" So at first, you might think they're being nosy, but no, I am reassuring you all, they are most certainly not being nosy, okay? The truth is, they're quietly running background security checks on you. So in other words, if someone hurts your feelings, a Scorpio will mentally open up a file cabinet labeled "People I No Longer Trust." And if someone disrespects you, repeatedly so, well, congratulations to that person, because they have just been permanently removed from Scorpio's emotional civilization. You see, a Scorpio in love protects people like a dragon protects its precious treasure. And you know what? The funny part is they'll insist they're not protective while simultaneously checking if your smoke detector has been updated and replaced. Another secret sign that a Scorpio secretly loves you is that they will begin collecting tiny little details about you that you don't even remember saying. For instance, 6 months ago, you casually mentioned your favorite candy that you enjoyed eating when you were just a little child. And of course, you have completely forgot that you've said that to your Scorpio man or woman. But Scorpio didn't add, they just one day, I would say, just show up and tell you, I just happened to see this candy at the store. And you're just thinking to yourself, you just happened to find this exact candy that I love? Okay, sure. And Scorpio is just detectives that accidentally solve crimes or runaway candy bars. Now, check this out. Ancient esoteric astrology does teach that Scorpio rules memory, connected to emotional significance. You see, they don't memorize just everything, okay? They memorize what truly matters most to them. So in other words, if they secretly love you, your words become like little treasures stored deep inside their emotional vault. Meanwhile, you can't even remember where you left your car keys like this morning, okay? Another tea break. Sorry, guys. I love that sweet tea. Southern sweet tea is like the best. Have you guys had Southern sweet tea? It's definitely the best. You gotta try it out. Okay, so one of the funniest signs is when Scorpio starts testing you without officially admitting like you're taking an exam. Okay, they're not going to tell you they're testing you. Scorpio invented emotional pop quizzes before schools invented surprise tests. Okay, they'll tell you something like personal and quietly watch what you do with that little bit of insignificant information. They'll disappear for a day just to see if you notice. They'll express a vulnerable opinion just to see whether you mock them or respect them. They'll introduce you to difficult situations just to observe how you treat strangers or how you treat waiters or elderly people and animals. Now, to everyone else, it might appear to be like a normal thing, but not Tuesday, okay? And Scorpio, you've... Okay, so Scorpio is going to give you like many, many tests. Now, in ancient mystery schools, we believed that Scorpio like represented initiation, and before someone like entered the sacred temples, okay, they had to literally prove themselves trustworthy before they entered that temple. Now, modern Scorpios basically turn dating into the temple of like emotional entrance exams. Now, here's another major clue: a Scorpio might secretly love you, okay? So they'll begin letting you see like little pieces of themselves that almost nobody else ever gets to witness. Scorpio wears like emotional armor around most people, okay? They may seem like really confident and mysterious and sarcastic or like completely unbothered, but like underneath that armor lives someone who feels everything at maximum intensity. That's no joke. When they trust you enough to admit they're like scared or worried or insecure or just like uncertain of things, that's not weakness, okay? That's one of the greatest compliments they can give you. For Scorpio, vulnerability isn't free, it's expensive. They don't hand it out with coupons. Now, get this. Scorpios also have a fascinating habit of watching you more than talking to you. And have you ever looked across the room and caught a Scorpio already looking at you? You know, like this. Then they immediately glance away like nothing even happened. Well, they weren't like zoning out or anything. They were studying you like a rare wild black panther. Scorpios will be thinking to themselves that they just must, they have to, they need to observe the fascinating, beautiful panther in their natural habitat. And have you ever noticed how they laugh when they're comfortable sitting still in your presence? I have. You see, Scorpio learns people through like long-term observation because actions tell the truth while words sometimes wear disguises. If they secretly love you, they're paying attention to everything from like your facial expressions to your energy levels to whether you're pretending to be okay when you're like absolutely not okay. Okay. So they will just know. Now, my Dragon Coven, let's talk about Scorpio humor because this one surprises most folks. So get this. When a Scorpio secretly loves you, they often tease you more than what is considered normal, but not cruelly, but in a very playful manner. So if they joke with you like constantly, it's often because you're inside their emotional circle. And if they roast you just a little bit while smiling, you've already unlocked a level of comfort that very few people ever reach. Scorpio's sense of humor is wonderfully dark. They can joke about life's chaos with the confidence of someone who's already survived like 3 emotional apocalypses before breakfast time. If they laugh with you about like difficult situations instead of like shutting down completely, that's often their way of inviting you into their private emotional world. Another secret sign you have their heart is that they will become surprisingly patient with your flaws. This is amazing because like Scorpio usually notices like flaws faster than a detective notices fingerprints. They see and notice literally everything. And I kid you not, the good, the bad, and the parts you thought nobody noticed. Yet when they genuinely love someone, they stop trying to judge every imperfection. Instead, they like start asking themselves whether those imperfections are worth protecting anyway. So listen, ancient astrologers believed Scorpio ruled transformation, not perfection. They instinctively understand that real love isn't about finding flaws in people, okay? It's about witnessing someone's evolution over time. And of course, don't confuse Scorpio's patience with unlimited tolerance, which means if you hurt their loyalty enough times, suddenly, and I mean suddenly, you'll discover that Scorpio also rules permanent exits. Now, one of the deepest signs that they love you is when Scorpios start including you in their future without making a dramatic announcement, of course. They're not going to be like a Leo. They'll casually mention trips like 6 months away or in the future. They'll also ask what your long-term goals are. They'll wonder where you would like to live someday. They'll ask like what kind of house you'd want or what like retirement might look like for you. These aren't like random conversations, okay? Scorpio rarely invests mental energy into futures that don't matter to them. And if you're appearing in those future pictures inside their mind, you've already become emotionally significant to them. All right, you guys, another tea break. All right, I just love that. Get a little water to wash the tea down. Okay. Whew. Now, here's something most folks like completely misunderstand. Scorpio doesn't necessarily express love with endless compliments, okay? Sometimes they express love through reliability. When life falls apart, believe me, they are going to show up. And when you're sick, they're going to check on you or check in with you like often. When you're overwhelmed with life, they will quietly solve problems for you without asking for an applause. They don't always love loudly, okay? They love consistently. Mars teaches action and Pluto teaches devotion beneath appearances. Now together, these energies like create someone whose love often sounds less like poetry and more like, I already fixed everything for you. Now, perhaps like the biggest secret sign of all is that a Scorpio begins trusting your silence. See, most people think intimacy is like talking for hours and hours on end. Scorpio knows intimacy is being able to sit beside someone without needing to perform. If they can spend an evening with you in like peaceful silence and still feel completely 100% connected to you, you've reached a level many people never experience with them. And that is no joke. And the ancient esoteric astrologers confirm that traditions taught that true spiritual connection often required silence because the soul speaks without words. Scorpio seems to understand this instinctively. They don't always need conversations to feel connected to the people they love. Sometimes your peaceful presence becomes the conversation itself. So if you've been wondering whether a Scorpio secretly loves you, which a lot of you do, Just stop looking only for like dramatic declarations. You're not going to get that from a Scorpio. Look, I want you to look for quiet consistencies and protection that asks for like no credit. Look for like careful observations and deep loyalty. Remember details, emotional vulnerability from them. Look for playful teasing, future planning, and patient acceptance and silent companionship. Scorpio rarely waves giant emotional flags from the rooftops. You're not going to see that from them. They're much more likely to leave tiny little clues hidden along the path and wait to see whether you're emotionally observant enough to notice them. Loving a Scorpio is a little like solving the world's most rewarding mystery. The clues are literally everywhere, you guys, but only people paying close attention to them will ever find the treasure waiting underneath. And if you've earned the heart of a healthy, evolved Scorpio, you've earned one of the most loyal, protective, passionate, and deeply devoted partners the zodiac has to offer. They may never shout their love from mountaintops, but they'll quietly stand beside you through many storms that would send everyone else like running away for cover. And so now, my guys, my loves, I want to check the chat to see who is shaking it up. And hopefully you guys are sharing your little secret signs of how you show love. I actually want to know, like from all of you out there, like how do you secretly show somebody that you love them? And this is like before you actually tell them verbally that you love them. I would really like to know, you guys. Yeah, let's look. Let's see. What do you guys have to say? Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, Ross Molly, I know. I've actually got to get an actual moderator. You're right about that for sure. Okay, so yeah, and I'm working on that. So, and if you guys do have questions right now, go ahead and put them in all caps for me. I really appreciate it. They stand out, like the question will stand out to me just and make it so much easier for me to notice if it's like in all caps. We got Forever here. Hello, Forever. How are you doing? Rob Smiley says he has a photographic memory. Awesome. Forever. Yay. And I don't see any questions. Except for Forever does say, I will make things for them like food or cards. Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Anybody else want to share what the secret little signs, the secret little things you do when you actually do love somebody, but you yet haven't, you haven't like told them to their face, like, anyways, I'm going to go to the separate notes that I created. Let's see here, because I wanted to bring about some more notes that I personally wrote down. So it didn't make maybe some other little signs. I definitely would have to say, like, one of the ways that I show love is like I become like really playful and giddy when I love somebody. They'll start seeing a lot more of my comedy side because I can become like really comical. And that's one way that I show love. And I also have to say, like, another way Scorpios show love is that they're going to be very attentive. Okay, very, very attentive. They might ignore everyone else around them, but believe me, they're going to give you a lot of attention. This is something I do. I know that this is something that has been done to me when Scorpio men have loved me. they're very, very attentive. They'll even like text me constantly. They'll be quick to respond back to texts. The only time the Scorpio man that I dated, one of them, like, when he felt like he wasn't receiving the same energies back from me, he did actually start like pulling back. I wouldn't say that he like ghosted me, because he didn't ghost me. He just started like pulling back all of his energies. He could tell that I wasn't really into him as much as he was into me. And I was really honest with them and everything. I was like, the age gap thing, that just really is not, that bothers me so much. And so yeah, he started pulling back and everything. But other than that, like before all of that, like he made it very clear to me with his actions that he loved me. And then, yeah, he actually did tell me he loved me. But yeah, he would like randomly just show up at my house, bring me gifts randomly. Like it was all unannounced. Like he didn't tell me he was coming to my house. He was just like make circles around my house sometimes. And then other times he would actually stop and knock on the door to bring me gifts. So yeah, he would bring me things that I actually liked, like my favorite fruits, like was mangoes and stuff. So and whatever fruits that I told him that I loved, he'd get me like this basket full of my favorite chocolates and fruits and all that sort of thing. So he paid really close attention to what I really liked and the things that like made me happy. And Scorpios will do that. They really want to fulfill your needs in that sort of way. They literally are taking mental notes of like everything about you. And so you could just be having like what you think is a random conversation with a Scorpio and just casually mention, oh yeah, I like this or I like that, I like going here on my hikes, or I like, this is my hobby. I like sewing or whatever it might be. They're taking mental notes of like everything. They're logging everything, just like literally. That is that's just one of the many things that a Scorpio will do when they love you is they will just give you so much of their attention, and they'll be observing you. They're going to be quietly stalking your social medias. They're going to see who you're interacting with. They're going to see how you're interacting with other people. They're going to literally be observing everything about you. Okay. And it's not going to be so much about your appearances. Yes, they do want someone good looking or someone that they are actually attracted to, but that is not the end all and be all for a Scorpio. Because if you don't have morals and character and substance and depth, emotional depth to you, they're not going to be staying very long. I'm just saying, it's like next, let's move on. But yeah. So Rob says that you pay very close attention to details. Yeah. And see, I expect that like from people, or not from people, from Scorpios. Sorry, from Scorpios. Definitely. I do this, and all the Scorpios that I know in my life are definitely very, very attentive. And it seems like a lot of people think that Scorpios are stalkerish and all this and that, but I say nay. That's not true. They just want to know all the important things about you. They want to know if you'll be somebody they can have a long-term relationship with, a serious, deep, emotional bond with for the long haul. They want to know if they can. Scorpio is going to want to know if you are emotionally safe, so they can open up more and more and more to you. And the trust has to be earned and that sort of thing. So let me look at some of the other things that I wrote down that I personally, I'm not sure why. I thought I fixed my phone, but it seems to want to close up on me even when. Sorry, you guys. Okay. Also, this is another little thing that not only do, but other Scorpios that have been in my life have done to me is that when they love you, they will instinctively mirror you. Okay. So, and that's not a bad thing, you guys. Hello, Michelle Anderson. You're Scorpio? Hello, hello, hello. We got another Scorpio lady in the house. Welcome. Scorpios, when they love you, they also will start trusting you or entrusting you with more and more like personal responsibilities and that sort of thing. Like they might ask you to watch something important to them. Like they might like ask you to like watch their pet for them. You know, little things like that. Also, they're just like, this is something, another thing that I do personally and has been done to me is like Scorpios are always going to be there when you need something. Like if your whole world's falling apart, maybe your car broke down and now you can't make it to work. That Scorpio who loves you, they'll be like, I'll be there. I will take you to work. Don't worry. I will be there for you. I will definitely pick you up. I'll make sure you get to work. You can rely on a Scorpio that loves you. They will always be there for you. Okay. They become very caring, overprotective. Definitely if they love you, they're going to be obsessed with you and possessive. I wouldn't say jealousy. I don't like using that words in terms of Scorpios. I don't know any Scorpios that are jealous. Okay. But they definitely, when they love you, they're going to start showing more and more and more that they are protective and possessive of you. Okay. Because that Scorpio is investing their precious emotional energies into you. They're like literally putting their whole entire soul and emotions and time into you. Like this is a major emotional investment for Scorpio. Okay. So this is, Scorpios don't do halfway. So when they love you, they're not going to be like half-ass loving you. Okay. They will all the way love you, or they won't love you at all. Okay. Period. So, yeah, Scorpion is territory. Rob said it. Rob says, I'm definitely reliable and dependable for my girlfriend. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And Rob says that he doesn't like copycat energy. Yeah, I'm right there with you. We're in the same boat there. Forever says, low key, I am very jealous. Yeah, okay. So, but I have had some trauma around that. Okay. Right. But jealousy, now look, a lot of people, not you forever, but I'm saying in general, it seems like from my personal experiences with people that most people have like this negative connotation surrounding the word jealousy. Now, jealousy is not a bad thing because, like, look, if you're in a relationship with somebody, exclusive relationship, it's you and them, you both have made a commitment to each other, but now all of a sudden, one of the partners is giving all of their attention to somebody else or something else and leaving you like, what the hell? Am I just chopped liver here? Then they are literally provoking that out of you. Like you have every right to feel jealousy when your partner that's supposed to be there for you and give you attention is now giving their attentions and everything to either someone else or something else, whether it's their job or another woman, another man, whatever. Okay. It could be their career. And now they're pretty much leaving you alone all the time. You're not getting any attention. So, you know, it's not a bad thing to be jealous when someone is actually bringing that out into you. You know, when someone else is literally making you feel that way. Okay. Now, if you're jealous at how somebody else looks, then that's not quite right. Okay. You should never be jealous of how somebody else looks. You should love yourself first and know that you're a bad bitch or you're the bomb of all bombs. You are it. Okay. and nobody else can top you. Okay. You are the god or goddess of your world. That's it. You have to have that strong self-confidence and a stellar self-concept, and never be jealous of what someone else looks like or what someone else has or whatever. Okay. But jealousy is more about like, hey, is my partner now all of a sudden giving this girl at work, this girl he's working with, now he's giving her all the attention, and I'm not getting any text messages from him anymore. Like, he doesn't even want to show me any affection when he gets home from work, that sort of thing. You have every right to feel jealousy. Okay. Every right. Don't think that jealousy is there for a reason. Okay. Seriously, it's not this evil thing that people make it out to be. But anyways, we got Miriam. So, yeah, Rob Smiley, Aries love to steal other people's words or things or whatever. They love to steal things from other people and then say it's their own saying. Anyways, Miriam, okay, Julianne, what about when I go on trips? The Scorpio man always asks me who went with me. What did I eat for lunch? Where did I eat for lunch? Yeah, he's emotionally invested in you. Otherwise, he wouldn't even bother asking those questions whatsoever. He'd be asking you, hey, how's the weather today, Miriam? He would be asking you like really superficial, surface level type questions. But he's literally checking in on you. So he has a level of emotional investment in you. So he cares about you, loves you, that sort of thing. So he does have emotions surrounding you, Miriam. Look, a Scorpio man, if he's married and he's entertaining an affair, he's already emotionally checked out of his marriage if he's having an affair. But because Scorpios are so loyal to their partners, regardless of how they feel about them emotionally, they will stay with their partner even though they're emotionally checked out already. Okay. Yeah, definitely Scorpios can have emotional affairs with other people and physical affairs with other people, but that's because they're emotionally checked out of their marriage. They're probably staying with that partner because they have a family and they're being loyal to their kids. They're being loyal to that commitment they made to the family and to the partner. So they're staying loyal to the family, but they're emotionally checked out already. And so, yeah, Scorpios will definitely entertain affairs and that sort of thing. And they can definitely fall in love with somebody who's not their wife, because if they're already emotionally checked out with their wife, they can totally be emotionally checked in with somebody else. That, just happen. It does happen, even with Scorpios. But Scorpios do get divorces, but so because Scorpios value loyalty so much, it's going to take a lot for them to actually break that loyalty bond with their family, especially if they have kids with the person that they married. And if their kids are still underage, it's going to be really hard for them to want to walk away from that family because they have that they're deeply devoted to their family. They're deeply loyal, but they can most certainly love another woman or another man. If it's a woman who's married to a man and she's emotionally checked out with her husband, she can totally have an affair with another man. But she's still going to want to be loyal to, the family. But I'm not saying the Scorpios don't ever get divorces. They absolutely do. I do know Scorpios that have actually got divorced, but it's not common. It's not common. It's not common with Scorpios. So, when I told him I went, okay, so Miriam, hold on, I have to go back, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead. I apologize. I jumped ahead there. So, did I read that one? So Miriam says, also, when I tell him I go on trips alone, he worried, but his face would light up. Okay. He's just happy to be in communication with you, but he's also concerned about you. So definitely, like I said, this Scorpio man definitely has his emotions invested in you for sure. Definitely, without a doubt. Rob says, my Scorpio ex-girlfriend liked having an entourage. I like being solo Hermit the frog. So she likes to have an entourage, huh? Oh boy, now that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that, Rob. Miriam's Rob Smiley says he thinks you're cheating on trips with your girlfriends, especially if they're single. Okay, Love Bug says I used to have deep feelings for a friend. I found out he's seeing someone now. Oh, okay. Was that friend a Scorpio? Marissa? Rob Smiley, everybody seems to have a different, let's see here, a different definition of cheating. You're absolutely right. Yeah. For me, like my definition of cheating, I know definitely varies, is going to be different than you all out there. But like if you're ogling other women, that's cheating. If you're entertaining, if you're looking at porn, that's cheating. If you're flirting with other women and ogling other women in public, you're cheating. If you are giving your attentions to other women, you're cheating. If you're going on social media and befriending all of these women out there, this is if you're in an actual committed relationship, okay? Two people committed to each other. They both have mutually committed. But yeah, there's so many ways, in my opinion, you can cheat on somebody. And of course, there's all the other physical ways you can cheat too, which I don't need to mention here. You guys already know. But now there are some people out there that think that the only way that they consider you cheating is if they actually physically have sex with another person. I'm sorry, but there is, what's even more devastating is when your partner emotionally cheats on you. That's a lot harder. You can't, that's a harder bond to break. Okay. Emotional cheating is so much more powerful. Okay. So yeah, there's so many ways you can cheat on your partner. So many ways. But some people out there really don't think that talking to the opposite sex and flirting with them or kissing them or touching them is cheating. They only think that cheating might be just having sex with them or, oral sex or whatever. I'm sorry, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. That person would never be in my life. But yeah, that's just my definition. But I know that I have met millions of people and everyone has their own definition of cheating, their own boundaries. Okay. And that's all good. I don't care what other people's boundaries are, but I definitely am with you, Rob, on that. Everyone definitely has a different definition of cheating. When I told him I went alone the next day, okay, this is Miriam. I'm sorry, guys. Miriam says, when I told him I went alone the next day, whoops, he left me a chocolate croissant at my desk, then told me, I bought you this. Oh, yeah, he definitely loves you, Miriam. Rob says, leaving a snack is always meaningful. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. Rob says, I get the ones from Burger King. Wow. Marissa says, Aries. Love men. Aries. Oh, he was an Aries. Okay. Yeah. Gotta love those Aries. Forever says, agree, Julianne. Thanks for your thoughts on, thanks for your thoughts on jealousy too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, everyone has their own definition of what they believe is jealousy. I have my own version. Doesn't mean that we're all right or wrong. We're all unique people that have our own, individual thoughts and beliefs. Okay. I've always, since I was born, you guys, I've always had very strict, very high morals. And even if I did marry somebody that ended up being a closet bisexual or something like that, I still would just be like, okay, we're done here. That's not my cup of tea. That's all, that's disloyalty. That's cheating. That's all of it. And I don't do that. I don't care. We don't, no, it's done. We're done. Finished. Feeny. So Marcia says his birthday is April 4th. Okay. So he's like a second deacon Aries. Okay. So he's got a little flare of, he's like an Aries Leo, Got some Leo influence there. Let's see here. We got K-Nip. Hello. Hey. Yeah, you did catch another live. I'm so glad you're here, K-Nip. How are you doing today? What are your guys's? Give me some more, you guys. Let's help out the people watching. What are the little unique ways that you show someone you love them, okay? And it can be before or after you tell them that you love them. But I like to keep this like on point as far as like, these are the little secret signs that you show someone you love them before you actually tell them that you love them, okay? Because Scorpios are not going to be parading about with a band following them, announcing to the whole world, hey, I love you. They're not going to be, having these big declarations of love, okay, publicly, okay? So, and gosh, there's so many people out there that are stumped by Scorpios, like, does he love me? Does he love me not? Is he into me? I can't get a good read. And I'm going to just be honest with you guys. And I know you're going to hate to hear this, but this is the truth. And this probably goes for every guy that I've ever known. If a guy isn't into you, or if they are into you, okay, you are going to know it without a doubt. Even with Scorpios, if you are having a hard time reading a Scorpio, he's probably not that into you, because a Scorpio man or woman that actually loves somebody makes it pretty darn obvious, like obvious, okay? There's lots of little details and like breadcrumbs here. There's tons of breadcrumbs. And sometimes it's so obvious. Like for me, every Scorpio man that was in love with me, they made it very obvious. Whether they were really interested in getting to know me, they made it very obvious. If they loved me already, they made it very obvious. So if you are having a hard time reading a Scorpio man or woman, I would have to say that they're really probably not that into you. Okay, I would say they're definitely not in love with you. Okay, they would probably, if they had like a major, huge, like busy life, I can see, like the conflict there. But like I'm saying in general, if any man or woman loves you, it usually is pretty obvious. I'm just saying, okay. Scorpios are really not that hard to read when they love somebody. They really aren't. You really are not hard. So if you're finding it out there, and I know you probably don't want to hear this, but I have to say it, you are finding it really hard for you to read your Scorpio man or woman, whether you're dating them or whatever, and you just can't get a good read. Do they like me? Are they really into me? What am I to this Scorpio person? Like, then they're really just not that into you. Okay. They're really just not. This not, or they haven't reached that level yet. Okay. Because it is a process with Scorpios. Even if they are starting to catch feelings for you, there's still going to be a long process, a long courting. Any true Scorpio who is evolved or really serious about you, there's going to usually be a long courting period. They really want to see who you are over a long duration of time and not just like within a 2-month window. Scorpios will literally want to court you for quite a long time. There's so many Scorpio people I know, men and women, that will court somebody for years before marrying them. Okay, so that's something else. And this is if a Scorpio even loves you. Okay, they're not going to be wasting their time. A Scorpio's not going to waste their time because they put so much into a relationship or into a person that you literally have to be wearing blinders not to notice if a Scorpio is into you. You really have to be wearing blinders. And I know that sounds like brutal, but it's so true, you guys. I mean, it's so true. Rob says, I take all my lovers' secrets to the grave. Yeah, see, that's awesome. I love that. You said that, Rob. I'm the same way. So yeah, I think that's why so many people, my whole entire life, and you guys could probably, I know you guys can relate to this. You can let me know if you do, but my whole entire life, strangers and people I barely know, or acquaintances, was just like literally open up and tell me all this stuff about them. I didn't ask it. I mean, I'm just sitting there just smiling, being nice, just being me. And it's like, they're telling me like all their deep, dark secrets and a whole life story. And I'm just like, whoa, this is too much for me. Like, whoo, let's take a break. Okay. But yeah, and I've had that my whole life. People feel very comfortable with me. They feel safe with me. And it's so true. Like they can tell me they murdered 2 people, and I won't tell anybody. I'm just like, okay, whatever. Thanks for telling me, but I really didn't want to know. That's too much information. Too much information. Tea break. So, and at the time, like before I started really getting and studying astrology and all that sort of thing and other things, I was like, why do people open up to me like that? Why do they just spill their guts out? Like they literally open their chest and like, here I am. And I'm like, whoa, dude, put all that guts back in. I don't want to see it. But yeah, I have to take it as a compliment though, you guys. I think it's a compliment that people do really truly feel safe. They know that they can tell me their deepest, darkest secrets and know that I will never, ever say a word to anyone. So yeah, forever. Scorpios are true gangsters. Absolutely. I say Scorpios, even if they don't like totally get along with other Scorpios, they still have like a tribal mindset. Am I right? Gangster, tribal is kind of the same mindset. Like you may not like your fellow Scorpio over here. You might like this Scorpio over there, but you still are a tribal family and you still have each other's back, right? Even if you don't necessarily believe that how they live their life is, or you might not necessarily like the decisions they make or things they believe, but yeah. So Miriam says, thanks. Okay, so you guys are talking with each other. So I'm looking for more questions. And if you do have questions out there and you're new to my channel, please put them in all caps. It stands out to me. And I want to be able to answer your questions. Let's keep it all about Scorpios and how they show their love. Rob's like, I'm very tribal. And Rob says, I can be draining, read it and release it as an empath. I have to be careful. Yeah, exactly. I learned I had to be careful too with that. We got Marissa. When I first met Aries men, he opened up. He opened up about his past to me and he was very protective of me. Yeah, Aries are Aries are very similar. Like literally, I think that was one of the things I loved about the Aries man I was engaged to. And he was at that time, not anymore, he was at the time the love of my life. Okay. And so I felt like I could tell him anything. And he was very protective. He never told anybody else anything. Whatever I told him, he kept it to himself. So I'm with you on that, Marissa. I always felt like safe, like physically and emotionally with an Aries man. And a man, if anyone tried to hurt me, he would destroy them. And oh my gosh, like literally destroy them. And he just happened to be like, at the time, way back, he happened to be like the most stout man I've ever known. Like he was pure, like he was like, yeah. And yeah, he had the traditional Aries temper, but like Aries are very protective of the people they love. Just like Scorpios are. Rob says, Aries are the god of war. Exactly. Makes sense. We relate in that way. Exactly. It's just Scorpios and Aries are like literally gods of war. Scorpios are the ninja gods of war. And Aries are the front runner warriors of gods of war. They just show it differently. So you won't see that Scorpio god of war ninja coming at you to slice your throat. Aries, you're going to see him, but it's going to be too late. Because he's coming in so fast and furious, you don't have time to duck and run, you don't have time to fly away. So either way, yeah, you have Mars energy expressing itself differently. It's the same energy, but it's expressing itself like completely different through the Scorpio and that's why even though there's different expressions of the same energy, like I knew, like with the Aries man I was engaged to way back, like I understood his energy. I understood why he was the way he was. And I had no problem with him being outward about it. I actually admired him for that. I actually thought it was great that he just bam, like face things head on. You know, if someone was like doing something immoral or whatever, like he nipped it in the bud right away. He confronted it, he addressed it, he didn't let it go. Okay. And I found that to be like really sexy and a huge turn on. And I understood his energy because I'm like, I had the same energy, but I wanted to fall back and be that ninja and then like be very strategic about how I addressed that, you know? So anyways, yeah, it's the same energy, but expressed differently, which is just, you know, whatever. Yeah, Rob, I have to say Greek mythology does explain a lot for sure. Forever says question. Okay. Next time, Forever, can you do me a favor and put it in caps so it like pops out to me? I just appreciate it. It just makes it so I don't like pass over you, and I really don't want to miss your question. But since I do see it, whew, thank goodness. As a Scorpio, okay, I'm skeptical. Okay, as a Scorpio, I'm skeptical. Bleh, skeptical. I can't even say the word, you guys. Something's got my tongue. I'm skeptical. I can't even say the word. That's a word I've been saying my whole life. Skeptical. Okay. And not very trusting. Okay, so you're just not a trusting Scorpio. Even when a partner seems super trustworthy, I still always doubt things about them, like if they were friendly to another girl. Right, yeah. You know, it's if you're polite to somebody of the opposite sex, you know, and you're being polite and you're being, you know, just being kind and being yourself without being flirtatious and all that sort of thing, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I think everyone should be polite and kind to each other, period. There is a difference between being kind and polite towards humanity, no matter if you're male, female, young, old, doesn't matter, then and actually blatantly being flirtatious to get that person's attention. There's a big difference there. And if your partner and you have a commitment with your partner, and that partner is now flirting, and it's so blatantly obvious too, like they're flirting with the opposite sex, and you see them checking them out and up and down, looking them up and over, and then that's taking it a way, in my opinion, you guys, that's way too far. Okay, because if a Scorpio really is into that person and they truly love that person, their eyes aren't going to be wandering off on another person. Their attentions and energies are not going to be focused on that other person. So, and maybe like in the beginning stages with a Scorpio, you might see that, but I personally, like the Scorpio men that were into me, that showed interest in me or loved me or whatever, they literally pretty much gave me all their attention. Like I would say with Scorpio men and Taurus men, they never flirted with other women or whatever. They literally gave me all of their attention, like period. And I loved that. But I only received that sort of attentiveness and loyalty and all that from a Scorpio or a Taurus man. With the other guys that I've dated in my life, their eyes were always wandering. Another woman walked by and they'd be like, oh my God, look at her. Oh, look at her. Oh, and I'm just like, and back then, you guys, I was like the end all and be all. I mean, I looked perfect back then, like perfect everything. And I knew it wasn't me. You know, I'm like, you know, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you just got to cut that off, you know, like if you're dating somebody and you're in your second, third, fourth, fifth date and their eyes are always on somebody else and ogling, and you need to cut that off. You either need to address it. If this person really means something, you address it, tell them how it makes you feel. Say, hey, I thought we were exclusive here, and that kind of, bothers me or whatever. Use your communication skills. Don't just tell them how it makes you feel. If they're not willing to go, oh yeah, I'm sorry, my bad, I won't do it anymore. If they're not willing to say something like that, then you need to cut it off. Okay. Because if they have wandering eyes in the dating and courting era, they're going to have wandering eyes when you're married. Okay. It's not going to stop. But if you let a man know or a woman know that their behavior is actually unbecoming and it makes you feel a certain way, usually more than often than not, that person will go, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Let me make sure I don't do that anymore. Give me another chance. I won't do it anymore. Okay. Usually they will stop. Okay. But if they continue doing it after you've had that conversation, then you probably, if it's in your best interest, to just say, look, this is not what I agreed to. This is not what I'm looking for, and just move on. Okay. Cut ties. Okay. However you want to say it or do it. But I always believe that you first need to have a conversation with somebody. If they're behaving in a way that is making you feel jealousy or making you feel very uncomfortable, and they're kind of like giving you red flags, that sort of thing. Usually a conversation, an adult, mature, healthy conversation with that person, just let them know how it makes you feel. Usually, boom, one conversation, and that's all you need, and they will take care of it. Okay. They won't do it anymore or whatever. They'll fix it. But if they won't and they don't, or they say they will, but they continue to do it, then that's not the person for you. Okay. That's not the person for you. Back to the drawing board. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And that can go for a flirtatious Scorpio, can go for a flirtatious any zodiac sign. Personally speaking though, all the Scorpios that I've known, the ones that are interested in me, didn't show flirtatious vibes with other women. When they were trying to pursue me or they were in love with me, they gave me all of their energy, like their eyes, everything were on me all the time. Like we could be in public and there could be women all around and they weren't like, they weren't ogling everything that walked. They weren't doing, they were literally watching me. They had their eyes on me, their energies on me. So, and they were being protective of me. So, and Taurus men are like that too. Actually, I have to say, when I had my very first date with the Aries man, and it was just my very first date. So I didn't really, it wasn't a big deal because it was our first date, very first date, and spending time together. He was checking out women, but I did have that conversation with him. And I said, look, this is how it makes me feel. And from that point on, he never did it again. He knew that it hurt my feelings. He knew it made me feel a certain type of way. And when we would go in public, we were always in public doing things. He didn't, look at her. He wasn't doing any of that ogling, disrespectful. To me, it's disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. It is just so, and of course, further on in our relationship, when you get further on in a relationship and you're having those talks about, okay, this bothers me, this doesn't, whatever. But yeah, I've had those talks with men, and usually they're like, oh gosh, I'm sorry. It's just a habit. I'm just so used to doing it because I've been single for like 20 years and I'm so used to looking here and there and everywhere. And so I'm totally understanding. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. No big deal. Just, can you please not do it when we're in public together? Cause it just is like, to me, I feel disrespected and, that sort of thing. But yeah. Yeah, Miriam, I'm with you on that. Libra men's eyes wander a lot in public. I haven't met a Libra man that didn't have wandering eyes or wandering limbs or so yeah. I'm looking for more questions. So forever, I'm not sure if that was a question, but you were saying that like, yeah, I think I addressed that. Okay. So, Oh, so your question is that unhealthy? That you have a hard time like trusting men, even when they do show you that they're trust. Actually, that's not unhealthy. I would just say that there's something going on in your unconscious mind. You have some traumatic memories going on that just simply need to be addressed, because there's a root to, you know, that symptom, and it needs to be looked at, examined, and understood and accepted and plucked. And then you probably, but that takes a lot of time. You have to devote that time to yourself. You have to say to yourself, I'm worthy of this. Let's go deep into my unconscious. Let's go back even to my childhood if I have to. I have to go as far back as possible to find out why you literally have a hard time trusting people that are trustworthy. And it's not unhealthy, but it can be very disruptive in your personal life, especially if you like really seek to have a serious, long-term, harmonious relationship with another person. It will always be a sore spot, and it will be very disruptive, and it will probably cause a lot of mayhem and chaos in your relationships, especially with you and, internally speaking. So, it's something that you should probably address right away and really get to the root of why you're so untrustworthy, especially with people that actually have proven that they're trustworthy. I would love to see you like address that. Love bugs. That what hurts me hard was strong chemistry, but being hurt past, he was hiding his true feelings from me. Oh yeah. So it's basically someone that, is an avoidant due to traumatic, memories they haven't dealt with. A lot of what really is controlling people is their unconscious memories and traumatic memories that they have not addressed. Okay. And it literally takes a person saying to themselves, I am so worthy of the best life ever. And I'm going to invest this time into going deep into my unconscious mind and traumas, doing whatever it takes to pluck all of this, traumatic crap out of my life. Because it's like weeds. Once you let those weeds seep in, slowly but surely, those weeds take over everything that's beautiful. The weeds will start taking over the beautiful rose bush. Okay. And you gotta attend to your, rose bush, your rose bushes like all the time, pluck all those weeds out. Otherwise it's just literally gonna wreak havoc. Rob says, I'm always flirtatious. It's hardwired into my genetic code. Oh, so you're one of the rare Scorpios that flirt. I don't believe in dating. Okay. Okay. And so Miriam says Libra. Okay. So I read that already. Oh, so Rob, you're saying like when you love somebody, you want to marry them or be single. Okay. Yeah. No, that sounds about right. Let's see here. Unhealed childhood traumas played a role in me breaking up with my Scorpio ex-girlfriend. Oh yeah. See, it does cause destruction in your personal lives, whether you're involved with somebody or not. Even if you are single, it still disrupts your whole entire world. You don't do the things you probably would do. You don't think the way that you should be thinking. Your decisions are going to be swayed by your unchecked trauma and memories. I don't ever see anything positive coming from people who neglect their traumatic memories. When people neglect themselves on a spiritual, emotional level, nothing good comes from it. Whether they stay single or not, nothing good comes from it. Forever says, thanks so much, Julianne. You are so welcome, Forever. It's my pleasure. Rob says, not by me. Okay. I can negatively affect your love life. Yeah. Oh, it can definitely negatively affect your love life, Rob. Yeah. Concern says, hello, Concerned. How are you doing? It's simple. Scorpios are deadly serious in their search for, I know, you just said it, deadly serious. You nailed it, Concerned. Scorpios are indeed deadly serious about their search for a soulmate. Flirting, by definition, is just innocent fun. Well, that is your definition. But if you're a single person, by all means, flirt away. I don't, whatever. If you happen to be in a relationship with me and we're exclusive or committed or married or whatever, I am definitely not going to flirt because that's not who I am anyways. But if my mate's flirting, well, we're going to be heading to divorce court right away after a long conversation. But yeah. And so, like you just made a good point, everybody has their own definition of what they consider to be flirtatious. And it is innocent fun when you don't have anyone that you are committed to. It is totally fun. And yeah, by all means, how in the world are you going to really flirting with people, especially when you're single, is how you can introduce yourself and interact with people and gauge how they feel about you. Because if you're having this flirtatious fun with somebody and they're just like, they're not buying into it, they're not reciprocating that same flirtatious energy, then you're like, okay, this person, on to the next. They're not into me. I'm not wasting any more time with this person. But yeah. Let's see, Rob says, I'm very rare even among Scorpions. Yeah, everybody is so unique, you guys. Every one of you out there, no matter what you believe in or what you're all very unique and that's what makes the world really an amazing place. Lance says, all in or nothing, Rob. Exactly. That's it, Lance. You said it. All in or nothing at all. And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, we're going to do this all the way the right way. Well, we're not doing any of it. It's going to be dead in the water. Okay. And if I do go all in on something, whether it's a relationship, a project, a job, or whatever, like I'm doing it all the way, the right way. Okay. I'm not going to be doing it half-ass. I'm not going to be pussyfooting around. It's like a serious thing for me. Like I take it very seriously. Like seriously. Okay, like it's a serious thing. It should be to the person that you have in your life, your partner, your soulmate or whatever. It should be just as serious to them as it is to you, right? If it's not, then you are barking up the wrong tree. You're with the wrong person. Because both of you should be taking that commitment and devotion and relationship like dead seriously. Like, I think I'm saying that way too much, you guys. So yeah, it's all in or not at all. It's black or white with Scorpios. There's no in between. Concern says, yes, you're right. Good clarification. I'm not flirting one as a single person. Yeah, right. Yeah. Flirting is like you said, it's innocent fun when you have no one in your life. You don't have to be concerned about disrespecting your partner or hurting their feelings or whatever, or being disloyal. Then yeah, flirting is, literally when I'm single, yeah, I'm a big flirter, you guys. Like if I'm interested in somebody, that is. I won't flirt with just any Joe Bob or whatever out there. Like no, like I have to really, really be into you, and I'm very flirtatious then. But yeah, and that's how we communicate. That's how we let people know we're interested, is like a little flirty, And I'm the biggest flirt when I'm into somebody. Oh my God. Yeah, I can be the biggest flirt ever. And you know what? When you have the Cancer sign and energy added to the Scorpio energy, and Cancers are very flirtatious. When Cancers and Scorpios both like you, oh my gosh, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of flirting involved. So yeah, and tomorrow isn't promised. Okay, any more questions, you guys? Let me get back to my notes because I wanted to address any questions, but I haven't really seen any in the last couple minutes at least. So I want to get back to some of the other like little secret hidden signs that a Scorpio loves somebody. These are just some of the ones that I personally do, and the Scorpio men that have been in my life have done for me. It's ways that they showed me that they were really, really into me and they loved me. So like I was saying, Scorpios will tell you that they love you through their actions. They're not going to be very verbal about it. They'll be honest and direct and that sort of thing, but you will definitely see how a Scorpio loves you through the way that they treat you and the fact that they're attentive to you. It's going to be all through their actions, and it's going to be in their eyes and the way they look at you. I mean, my gosh, you guys, like when you get that Scorpio look, I call it, let me take these off, that Scorpio death stare, like they're looking straight into your soul. They're into you. You guys, they're into you. So yeah, and I always got that look from Scorpios that were into me. Oh my gosh, I'm just like, yeah, well, I can give it back. So I can give you that same stare. So like Scorpios, when they love you and that sort of thing, they will notice when you go quiet or if you've disappeared, and they will literally check in with you a lot, like I said earlier. But this is where I think most people get Scorpios wrong, is the fact that when Scorpios are constantly checking in with you to make sure you're okay, do you need anything, blah, blah, blah. It's not to control you. It's literally because they really are concerned, because Scorpios, contrary to what you guys might all hear out there in YouTube land or wherever, Scorpios are extremely caring, very, very caring. Okay. And yeah, so this phone, I tell you what, and Scorpios will definitely wait to tell you that they love you. They're not going to just say it right out of the gate. They have to feel emotionally safe. Now, when they do love you, a Scorpio will totally stop looking anywhere else, okay? And even before the relationship is like officially defined, many astrologers like describe a Scorpio in love as like becoming less interested in meeting new romantic prospects, okay? They really start honing in on that one. The more and more and more and more they fall in love with you and feel like they can trust you and that sort of thing, the more they really do stop looking elsewhere, okay? They just start honing in on you, okay? You are their target now. In the beginning, they might still be a little flirtatious with other people. I haven't seen it with any of the Scorpios. I haven't dated every Scorpio out there either, but I'm just saying with the Scorpio men that I've had in my life, I didn't see them flirting with anyone else. When they were interested in me, they literally like honed in on me and me only. So they do literally stop looking elsewhere. If you are the one, yeah, then they only have eyes for you and heart and soul for you. So also, another way that you can tell if a Scorpio secretly loves you is like they will literally become very fascinated with your mind and the way that you think. And they will definitely want to have those deep conversations. But they would become like not only obsessed with you, but very fascinated by how you think and what you believe and what you've gone through in your life and that sort of thing. They will definitely also, when they love you, like really invite you more and more and more into their private space. Okay. Because you know what, look, Scorpios, at least the ones I know, and I'm talking for myself too, is they are definitely known for guarding their privacy. Okay. So like literally if they're inviting you into their home, like introducing you to like their close friends, and sharing their favorite places with you, taking you to all of their favorite places, literally their emotions are literally growing for you. They literally are feeling more emotionally safe with you. They're gonna watch also. If they love you or have a very strong interest in you, they are definitely going to watch how you treat vulnerable people. Okay, like the elderly people or the sick people, the people that are very vulnerable, like the children. And this is what I do. Oh my gosh. If people are mistreating old people, sick people, children, anybody who's got a handicap, anybody who's, got a disability, that sort of thing, that's a huge thing for me. Or even how people treat animals. That's a big indicator for me. If you're abusing your animals, oh man, you are not going to be in my life. So Scorpios will literally watch how you treat other vulnerable people or even animals, okay? Which, like I just said, includes like children and animals and wait staff and elderly people, that sort of thing. That literally helps them gauge whether or not they can trust you. Because if you're abusive with the vulnerable people out there, yeah, no go for Scorpio. So another thing that they'll definitely do if they love you is they will literally like quietly start taking care of you. Okay, they're going to want to fix everything for you. They're going to want to be there for you. They will handle you with kid gloves and be like so gentle. They'll give you massages. Like pretty much every Cancer and Scorpio sign I know are really good at massages. They're going to do little things like that, okay? They're going to want to cook for you and pamper you. And yes, they will definitely want to buy things for you too. Things that you like, things that they have already taken mental notes of, okay, because they're paying attention to you. And they're going to make sure they get your favorite foods, your favorite chocolates, your favorite drinks, favorite decor, whatever it is that you love. They're paying attention. They're taking notes. You have to believe me on this. Lance says, I love getting massages. Yeah, I do too. I'm really good with my hands. Got to get those hands dirty. But yeah, I'm definitely good at massages. I like receiving massages, but I also love giving massages. So yeah. I know like almost every Scorpio I know, it loves to give massage. I even know a Scorpio man that literally owns his own massage parlor. Like literally, he makes tons of money giving massages, like to rich women and stuff like that. This is what he told me. But yeah, I mean, every Scorpio I know literally is just really good with their hands. Like even Cancer people. Usually, a lot of the Cancer sign people that I know, including my best friend in the whole world, they have Scorpio energy in their chart too. A lot of Scorpio energy. They even like the second deacon or whatever. So they have a lot of added Scorpio energy and just like, yeah. I'm not saying that they're the only sign that can give great massages. I know a lot of Aries men are great at massages too. There's other signs that are really good at it, but I don't know what it is about Scorpios and massages. Rob Smiley says, only the strong survive. Absolutely, especially with the Scorpio, right? Love Bug says, or Marissa says, I'm like that when I have strong feelings for someone. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my feelings, like, I won't even entertain or lead someone on. Like, I just won't entertain somebody that I really am not, if I don't think that it's going to go anywhere. Like, I'm just not going to string someone along. I'm going to say, look, this is not for me. I know you're interested in me. I don't reciprocate, Yeah, yeah. Because I've had so many men, no matter what sign they are, be like really interested in me. And it's just like, I've already been observing them and watching them for like months. And I'm like, you're not my cup of tea. I see how you treat other people. I see how you move, and that's not the way I move and groove. Okay. It's not, not for me. Sorry, but it's the truth. I won't string someone along. I'll just say, like, yeah, you're not my cup of tea. But I'll say it in a definitely like more of a loving way, but it will definitely be the truth. Just I'll be a little more compassionate about it. Concern says, ha ha, so true. Taking the other person to all your favorite places. when I was young, I had such a good time taking my wife to all these different restaurants and bars. I like, yeah, that's love, baby, right? And yeah, if I'm with a man and he's like taking me to all of his favorite places, I definitely know he loves me. I've had my Aries, my ex-fiance, who he was an Aries, and like literally that was one of the many ways he showed me he loved me. He wanted to take me to every single one of his favorite places. He wanted to show me off to the world. Like he took me everywhere. He introduced me to all of his friends and family pretty quickly. But of course, Aries wears their heart on their sleeve, and they do show their love through their actions more than words, just like Scorpio. And he did make it very known to me that I was his woman. So, but yeah, it took him 5 months to tell me I love you, and I knew already he did. Because he showed me, like he made it very obvious. Like it didn't matter what he was doing. He's like, you're coming with me. You're going to be right here with me. I don't care if I'm doing a side job. I don't care if I'm going here or there. We're going to go jet skiing. You're coming with me. We're always going to be together. So yeah, and that's the way it should be. Of course, there was a lot of time we weren't together. He worked a lot of hours and stuff, but like when he had time, I was always with him. Miriam says, my sister is a Scorpio and she's very good with massages. Oh, really? Did she give you massages, Miriam? Like a lot? Like often? That's really cool. Awesome. Awesome. Marissa says, I'm a Scorpio sun with Cancer rising. Awesome. Yeah. And King Capri is sending me a gift. All right. Thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you so much. When you guys send me little gifts, whether it's jewels or super chats, whatever, I really appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Rob says, I went to Everest for massage therapy. Oh, wow. No, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Concern says, this is literally a checklist of what a Scorpio relationship looks like. Those are exactly the things my wife and I did for each other when we first met. Yeah. That's love, baby. Love was in the air, huh? Isn't love just, especially when you know the other person loves you back, and like, especially in the beginning, everything is just like, wow, we love each other. And it's just like, yeah, there's nothing better than that, right? By far, the very best massage that I got was by my tourist girlfriend in college. Was she a Scorpio? Yeah, okay. I love this interaction with you guys. You guys are so awesome. Okay, so let me make sure I didn't leave out any of my personal little signs. Oh, and real quick, I had something I wanted to read. I know it's not a long, it's just like this little paragraph. I was reading along in one of my astrology books about Scorpio. And wait a minute. Okay, so I have a bookmarked, you guys. I'm not losing my mind. So it just this little bit right here. I'm going to read it. Okay, it won't take long. Okay, so it says, to Scorpio men and women, love is a consuming flame worth any sacrifice, and they must conquer its challenge. Now, Scorpios are sexually inhibited yet emotionally fearful and mentally suspicious. They strive like desperately to unite love's physical and spiritual vibrations with a strange mixture of eroticism and purity. But the satisfaction of desire only leaves the Scorpio soul still hungry for something beyond. And I just thought that like really sums up Scorpios when they are in love, are looking for their soulmate, or in love. That literally, you know, because Scorpios are very sacrificial, so are Cancer signs, but Scorpios, when they really, really love someone, they will be very sacrificial, and in every single way. And Rob says, my love is a internal flame that can never be blown out. Exactly. Yeah. That's perfectly worded, Rob. I love that. Love bugs. Or Marissa says, I have Aries ex girlfriend like that. Really awesome. Opal, hello, Opal. How are you doing? So Opal says, my mom used to get migraines. I would massage her temples. She said I had healing hands. I was like 5 years old. Oh, that is so cool. And I totally believe you. That's such an awesome story. Thank you for sharing that. Like, that's so cool. Yeah. I've been told that a lot too. Like when I've massaged people, I learned from somebody who was a professional masseuse, like how to work out knots and, how to move my hands. But I was just like a natural, but like she took it to the next level. And so I was able to really help people. And like that was one of the many ways. Rob says, love is always in the air for Scorpio. It's so true. We not waiting for Valentine's Day. Exactly. I love that. That's so fun. I love it. You guys are the best, I swear. Yeah, and it's so awesome. I totally relate with everything you guys are saying. Do we have anyone here that's not a Scorpio sun sign? I mean, I love you all Scorpios, don't get me wrong, but I'm just wondering, is there anybody watching that is not Scorpio and hasn't chimed in and is really like looking to navigate a relationship with the Scorpio, or you want to better understand Scorpios' behaviors and dominant traits? I'm just curious, like, I've got a ton of Scorpios in the chat and I love you all to bits and pieces, but I'm just curious, like, is there some Cancers watching, some Taurus people? I mean, I'm just like, you guys are all being so quiet. If you're not a Cancer, you're not chiming in, you guys are being really quiet. So yeah, you guys have been awesome. So I am going to actually shut this down, you guys. I've got a long week ahead of me next week because I'm trying to prepare more live streams with you guys. I'm definitely going to be going live next week on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I'm trying to prepare to get at least 4 lives in next week and maybe do a live on Thursday too. So like do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so like I've got 3 days that I've got to prepare for all of that. And I love doing it, you guys. So don't think that it's like, a pain in my booty, because it's not, because I actually do love getting on here and sharing what I know, especially when I think that's going to benefit your lives in a very positive way. And I just love the interaction. I just love it. And I love all the positive vibes you guys give, all the love. I feel the love. So you guys have been awesome, and I appreciate you guys for chiming in today. And I just want you all to like relax for the rest of the evening or afternoon or wherever you are in the world. Be good to yourself, be good to your neighbors, be good to people out there, be kind, help the elderly out. Okay, you guys, help the vulnerable people out there, the people that actually do need assistance. But be good to yourself first and foremost. You show love to yourself, honor yourself first. And like I will see you all next week. Definitely. I'm just going to leave some mystery there, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to be talking about next week. I'm going to let some of that be like a surprise or a mystery. But yeah, we should be going. Rob, peace out. Love you. Concerned. Love you. Opal, King Capri, Miriam and Marissa. Love you, ladies. Thank you for being here. I'm just saying love to all of you. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I just now noticed this. At the very end, does my Ash. I laugh every time I see this. I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Does my Ash Mel? You guys, thank you. Oh, you're wow. Okay. You definitely must be a Scorpio, because like that's something a Scorpio would probably have as a name. It's like I'm not okay. So thank you for the super chat. You say I'm not very popular with the ladies. Why? Oh, okay. So, I don't know what sign you are, but I guess that really doesn't matter, right? I think that you probably know that answer better than me since you live with yourself. But, I don't know how to answer that because I don't know anything about you. But yeah, if you're not popular with the ladies, then like, you know, look inside yourself and find out what's maybe holding you back. Like, are you like not approaching ladies? Are you not flirting with them? Like, do you have game? um do you go out and actually talk to other ladies? I don't know. Like, step up your game. And if you're having a hard time just being around women without, getting so nervous or whatever, then just like work on you. Just work on yourself, work on your spiritual life, your emotional life, your physical life. You gotta, you know what? You don't necessarily have to be the biggest, buffest person in the world, but like also work on your appearance, that sort of thing. I don't know. Like, you're new to my channel, so I don't really know anything about you, but I think that a lot of personal care is in order, and like learning more about yourself, and having a stellar self-concept, very high confidence about yourself. I would just tell you this, like, honestly, no matter what zodiac sign you are, women love very confident men. They don't want somebody who's all about themselves. They want a confident man who knows their worth. Okay. I would say that's like probably the most sexiest thing for any woman, is to see a confident man who really does know his own worth. A man or woman that literally walks with spiritual confidence. They know they're the shit. They know they're the bomb, okay? But they're not like in love with themselves. They have a very healthy, honorable love for themselves, okay? They know themselves inside and out, to the depth, to very deep levels. But they carry themselves with confidence. They talk with confidence. They have strong personal and emotional boundaries, that sort of thing. And that's probably the one thing, and somebody who's passionate, go with the confidence. You got to have somebody who, like, I know what attracts a lot of women is a man who's confident and passionate, and knows what they believe, and knows what they stand for. And yes, appearances definitely matter, because that's like, honestly, if you don't have to look like, Mr. Universe or whatever, but like at least have some self-care to where you literally care about like how you eat, and how you look and feel, especially how you feel, okay? Because like your health should be really important. So women really want a man who is confident, somebody that they can admire. That's a huge thing. For a woman, they need to be able to admire their Scorpio man, or whatever sign you might be, and feel like they can have like emotional security with you. But like if you're out there and you're confident in who you are, oh my gosh, you should be a lady magnet. For real, you guys. But I appreciate the super chat. Hold on, tea break. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not being very ladylike, but it is what it is. So, yeah, let's help the animals, you guys. You should see the birds I feed. Oh my gosh. I love animals so much, especially birds and dogs. And like, I love all animals, to be honest. But I have my favorites, okay? I have my favorites, and I love birds and doggies. I have a cat that now I love my cat, and I'm not even a cat person. Opal says, thank you for all you do. Oh yeah, no problem, Opal. It's my pleasure to be here. It's my honor to be here. And I thank you for being here, because if it wasn't for all you out there showing up when I go live, oh my gosh, I would be so discouraged. I would probably be like, you know what? I'm not going live anymore. No one's showing up for me. I would be so discouraged. But I'm not like that. Like, I have this very positive outlook on life. I always, in spite of myself, I always like speak into existence what I want, and it's always very positive. It's always what I want, and I always get what I want. Rob, I hope you have a great evening. Again, I am ready to jump off of here, and you guys literally, wait, hold on. Leah Bunny, we got swamped. Oh my gosh, you guys are all coming in at the end here. Oh wow, George, hi George. I'm late, but they saved the best for the last night. I'm so glad you're here, George. And Leah Bunny, hello, awesome. Yeah, you guys are just like, you're sneaking in, aren't you? We got Smile Philosophy. Hello, Smile Philosophy. Scorpio loves self, be egotistical. No. Scorpio, love thyself, okay? And all of you out there who are not Scorpios, love yourself first. Literally, honestly, you guys, I'll probably do a live stream down the road, but self-love is the most important thing, okay? If you don't love and honor yourself, you don't have the tools, the capability, the capacity to actually love and honor another person. You can say that you can, but you actually can't, okay? In all reality and truth, you have to honor and value yourself first. You have to, okay? That is a must, and it starts with you. It starts with you. We got, you're not good with the ladies, Ash, because you think it's your name. Maybe you might be onto something there. Have you guys all checked out his YouTube name or her YouTube? I don't even know if it's a male or female. Her YouTube name, does my Ash Mel. Only a Scorpio would come up with a name like that, right? I love it though, because every time I see it, I laugh so hard. So thank you for the laugh. And Leah is chiming in, you guys. She's confirming what I just said, that women absolutely love confident men. Thank you, Leah. I appreciate that, because I had just gave a long spiel about that, and you just helped confirm that for me. That's awesome. Thank you. I absolutely know that, because personally, there is nothing more sexy than a confident man who's got passion, who's got morals, who's got substance. But that confidence, that's just like, that will lure you in, like literally. If I see a man walking in public and they got their head down and they're slumping their shoulders, they're looking at the ground, or they're looking at their phone, and they've got this sad, the sad, depressive type vibes and aura going around, I can feel their vibes. I can see their vibes. And it's just like, that does not turn me on. I'm not even going to go there. But yeah, if you stand upright, got your shoulders back, walking with confidence. I'm not saying be arrogant, you guys. I'm saying walk with a healthy spiritual confidence, okay? Because everything is all about your spiritual world anyways. Be confident in who you are spiritually. Walk as if you have confidence. This has nothing to do with whether or not you look like Barbie or Ken, okay? This is a spiritual confidence. People pick up on the energy, especially Scorpios. Scorpios and Cancer signs, the water signs, pick up on that energy like there's no tomorrow. Like, seriously. And yeah, women love confident men, period. And I'm not going to speak for men, but I absolutely have been around a ton of men in my life, okay? And they all say that one of the most sexiest things about a woman that will attract them to a woman is a confident woman. So it goes both ways, okay? I think confidence is a very sexy, healthy attribute to possess, okay? If you really want to attract the opposite sex, do some inner work. Okay. You need to learn your self-worth first. Okay. And you don't have to look like Barbie or Ken. You don't. Because confidence is just, it's a vibe that is just so sexy all by itself. Okay. It does. It's nice if you do have a nice package and all that. That's great. But it's not the end all and be all. Because you know what? When you age, look at me, you guys. If you saw how I looked when I was younger and you know me now, thank God you guys don't, you weren't in my life when I was younger. But like everyone, like your appearances do start to fade. So there's got to be some substances, depth there to a person, because literally, even if you do look like Barbie, that's not going to last long, guys. It might last for a decade, maybe 5 years. Because you know what? Once you start getting pregnant and gaining weight, even when you're in your 20s or 30s, you don't look the same. You don't look the same. You need to look for somebody who you're going to be equally yoked with on a spiritual manner, because when all the looks fade and you literally, you literally contract the furniture disease where your chest drops down into your drawers, you're going to want somebody by your side that doesn't give a crap about all that. Okay. They love you anyways. They love your flaws. They love everything about you. So yeah, and if you're young out there going, oh, I'm always going to look like this. No, you're not, because I said the same thing when I was in my 20s and I looked like Barbie, and I was always told I looked like Barbie. I was like, yeah, I'm always going to look like this. I'm always going to have the perfect body, perfect looks, perfect everything. And you know what? It did not happen. So, in spite of working against time, and believe me, I work very hard against the time. Your looks do fade. So you need to really know that your partner is someone you're going to love no matter what. Okay. And Rob says, I'm a vampire. I will never get old. Right. And you know what? I say the same thing. I tell people this. I've been telling people since I was 17 that I'm immortal, that I'm a vampire, and I never age. And honestly, and I'm not going to ever tell you guys my age, but if you did know my age, most people they never guess it right. So, and my whole entire life, like when I was like in my early 30s, people thought I was just out of high school. So like, you had such a baby face. And a lot of men actually would not want to date me because they thought that I was like in my teenage years when I was in my early 30s. And I'm like, dude, I've already had 2 kids. I can't do that if I'm 18. I mean, I probably could, but not me. But yeah. So yeah, Marissa, when I was 26, oh my gosh, I had it going on. Oh my gosh. And I literally, like Rob says, I'm like, I'm always going to look like this. I still have the hair, you guys. Okay. But my hair used to be twice this thick. Like I literally could not put my hair in a normal ponytail because they didn't make rubber bands wide enough for my hair. And my hair has always been long. It's always been down to the lowest part of my back, like touching my buttocks. I've always had super thick, long hair. And now it's half of what it used to be. I know this looks like a lot, but just imagine double this. It was really hard to take care of. I loved it, but it was like a challenge. But when you're in your 20s and stuff, I really, really always I was never in love with myself like that. But I always just because I lived in the gym, I had the perfect body, the perfect personality, everything. And yeah, so, and I would tell everybody, I'm never going to age. I'm never going to age. But you do, your body starts doing things. Okay. I'm telling you right now, this sucks. When you hit 45, especially, I'd say that's the number that was for me. Your hormones are changing so, and this is for men too, you guys. Your hormones change so much. You don't have control over that. You can definitely get hormone therapy and that sort of thing. You can definitely do that. But when you don't know what's going on and what's happening to you, you're like, what's going on? I'm starting to gain weight in places I never, ever, ever, ever used to gain weight in. Like my body composition is like, what is going on here? Like you just really don't recognize yourself anymore. And this is coming from someone who lives in the gym, okay, who's always been into bodybuilding, powerlifting. I was a personal trainer. Like, oh my gosh, I have lived in the gym since I was 12. Okay, my whole entire life, including my childhood life. And when you start seeing changes, you're just like, no, this is not happening. I didn't see a whole lot of changes when I was 40. I still looked like I was probably 20. But like 45, I still looked great. I mean, at 45, 46, I still looked great. But I was starting to notice the changes. I was like, no. But yeah, you guys, it's so important to really be with somebody who's going to accept you no matter what, because you're all going to go through the changes, whether you like it or not. Your body is going to change, like hormonally speaking, even for men. Your body composition is going to change even if you are fighting against it. You can still have a great body when you're older, definitely, but you have to learn what's going on. You have to go to the doctors, you have to get tests done, you have to spend money on hormone therapy and all this other stuff. So there is a lot of work involved to try to maintain that perfect physique, even when you're 100 years old, that sort of thing. But yeah, and I don't even weigh myself, you guys. Like, I just go by how like I look and how my clothes feel. But yeah, and you know what? I just went off on a tangent about all this stuff, but you know what? Any questions? Changing for the best. Yeah. And you know what? This is another thing I do believe is important. Like, I do believe that no matter what age you are, you should still try to look your best for your partner. If it is at all possible for you to do, you should always, no matter if you're 50, 60, 70, whatever, you should always still try to take care of your health and your body, because if you're going to be in a relationship, you want to always give your very best. Okay. And even though it shouldn't be about looks and appearances, it is actually important to actually care about your health. Okay. You may not have an 8-pack anymore when you're 50 or 60, but you should still be out there walking and doing some sort of something to maintain a healthy body, okay, internally speaking. And, you know, and if you're not into that, that's okay too. Like, you know, but I do believe that it is important for two people to try to be as attractive as they possibly can for each other, not for the whole world, but for each other. But like Concern says, appearance is not forever. And that's why I advocate and promote, and always promote, like, you should be in love with somebody for their soul. Okay. For who they are spiritually, not whether or not they look like Barbie or Ken. But like, yeah, you know, I didn't put a lot of weight on the fact that, of how I looked when I was younger, you guys. I didn't ever wear makeup, nothing like that. I was always natural. Like, I never wore any sort of makeup ever, 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 ever. And I'm actually being dead honest here. My hair was always natural. I never dyed it or anything like that. It was always just natural. Like, I was pure, just natural, 100%. And, you know, I'm like, I don't wear makeup like my mom, and I don't do this like my mom. And because my mom started aging when she wore the makeup. She wore like 2 inches of makeup, and then she was like perming her hair and dyeing her hair and everything. And, you know, it's just like, she wasn't being her authentic self. She was always wearing a mask. And to me, like, if someone wore makeup, I thought that they were hiding something. They had something to hide. And it was a mask. And I don't like that. I like authenticity. I like someone who's just naturally who they are, like physically, like men and women, you know, just don't do the makeup thing. Like, just be who you are. But yeah, and now, like, I'm on YouTube and I put on a little bit of blush just so I don't look washed out. I still don't wear makeup, you guys. I don't wear any makeup. This is my skin you're seeing, with a little bit of like this natural bronzer I put on my cheeks, and then I'll wear a little like beeswax lip gloss or whatever. You really can't see my lips, but like I still am all natural. This is my natural hair. My natural eyes are blue, and you know, I really, I don't judge people if they want to wear makeup and all that. It kind of gives me the ick. It's like, who are you underneath all of that mask that you're wearing? Because I know you're trying to hide something. So like, yeah. But everyone is going to do whatever they feels good for them. And if people want augmentations and fake hair and fake, eyebrows and all the whole fake thing, like that's their deal. But I still like always wonder, are they, I really believe, like I just feel that people are hiding something when they wear so much makeup. And you don't want, like to base your relationship on the way people look. You really don't. I mean, no matter if you are like the most gorgeous person in the world in your 20s or 30s, it's all going to change, you guys. It's all going to, whether you like it or not, it always changes against your will. And you actually have to start working harder to keep up your appearances. Like what would like normally take you like maybe an hour a week to stay in tip-top shape. Now you have to work out like 10 times a day, 10 days a week, if it's possible, to maintain the same appearance. It like works against you. It's like, hard. But yeah, you can definitely work with it, but it's all about the soul, you guys. Like, does somebody even have a soul? Do they have a pure heart? See, those are the things I look for in a person. If they don't have a pure heart, no go for me. If they don't have a soul, definitely no go. So yeah, anyways, it's all about the soul and the soul connection for Scorpios. And yeah, Rob, like you said, nothing is natural these days. Everything seems to be like synthetic bodies, and it's like everybody's become like this plastic AI robots. It's like you might as well go get yourself an AI robot, because that's how humans are trying to be these days. I don't see very many natural people. Like all the women I know have got like fake breasts. They wear wigs. They wear like 3 pounds of makeup on their face. They have those fake eyelashes. I don't have fake. You probably can't see them, but those are my real. I don't have those like caterpillar eyelashes. I'm just like, oh, I don't want a bug on my eyelashes. Like seriously. They have fake everything. Like and men do it too. It's not just women. There's men out there that get like fake pecs and stuff, and they actually they'll get a fake, literally. And it's just like, why are you doing that, dude? I mean, are you just making up for the fact that you don't have a soul or a heart? But I'm not trying to judge anybody, but I'm just always asking myself, why do people do that? Like they think they're not going to be loved unless they look a certain way. But I think it's sad, honestly. But yeah, to each is their own. To each is their own. That's what I say. Whatever makes people happy. It's not my business. So we have somebody here I haven't seen before. Shah. So, Shah Murtaza. What is love? Isn't that like that song that Hadaway sang? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. That was Hadaway. He sang that song. What is love? You guys check it out. It's a really good song. Rob says social media gives people unrealistic body expectations. When those women are using filters and Photoshop, it's not real. I know, exactly. Yeah. And I will admit that like my thumbnails are done AI now, because it takes out, oh my gosh, doing thumbnails takes so much time, you guys, and so like I inserted all of my pictures into an AI service thing. So they're taking like 8 of my pictures, like different angles of my face and my hair and everything. And so it's so much quicker for me just to plug in what I want to say. And then like they literally create a portrait of me based on all of those pictures. I used to just take my own picture and add it, but it took so much time. And so that's probably the only fake thing that I have on my channel is my thumbnails now are, it's a very elaborate AI system that I use. And it gets really close to the way I look. But, you know, the only reason I do it is to cut out time. And you guys all know what I look like anyway. So yeah, you see me on live stream. This is me. I can't take off my hair. It's not a wig, you know, like, but yeah, anyways, it is really sad though. How the artificial world is taken over. Boom, that is exactly right. That's what I've always said. A woman, this is what Concern said. I'm sorry. Boom, that is exactly right. That's what I've always said. A woman or man who stays relatively in good shape is golden. Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to look like a bodybuilder or anything like that. Just take care of yourself, you know? And you have to start with your health though. Like, you know, health is everything. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. You don't have a quality life. And so what's the point of living if you don't have a quality life? Rob Smiley says fake. Fake pictures, real personality in your case. Yeah, only on my thumbnail. Now my older thumbnails, like, because I just started doing the AI, like about, I can't give you an exact time, but it's only been maybe 3 or 4. No, actually, it's been longer than that. Probably been more like 6 to 8 months I've been doing the AI, but before that period, all my thumbnails were just me taking a lot of pictures of myself. And it took so much time to get the right picture of myself, like to look the right way. And then upload it and all this other stuff and edit. And like, it just is so time consuming to do a thumbnail. And when I discovered this other way to do it, I was like, well, this will cut out a lot of time. It'll still look somewhat like me, of course, but I'll be able to, you know, if you know, it's an AI picture of me. It does have my eyes are the same, the color, my eye, like it's almost very accurate of me, but you know, and I don't like superficiality, but in this case, it's just a thumbnail. It's not like I'm pretending to be someone I'm not, you know, so. Yeah, Rob says, yeah, my definition of good shape can be different than my girlfriend's definition of being in good shape. Yeah, exactly. Everyone has their own definition, but I think what really matters is like, do you feel like you're in good shape? Or do you feel healthy about yourself? You know, that sort of thing. And that's all it really boils down to. You know, if you feel like you're in good shape, that's all that matters. Like right now, I feel like I'm not in the best shape of my life. I'm definitely not fat and like, you know, a whale or anything like that. But because I have high standards for my health, like in general, across the board. Like if I gain just 10 pounds, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. I got to get this off. I got to get it off now. But yeah, you know, but yeah, I'm working on that though. Like I walk a lot. I have a treadmill. I go walking outside. You know, I eat like once a day now, and I eat mostly carnivore. Mostly, I just love my meat. I love my raw meat, and I deworm myself every 6 months. So I do put my health as like top priority, and that's the spiritual health, physical health, all that sort of thing, and physical health. And because, you know, I've lived in the gym since I was 12, I started lifting weights, like seriously lifting weights when I was 12. I was arm wrestling boys in school and beating all of them. I mean, I always had peaks on my biceps. Like I was stout. I didn't look like a guy, but I was stout like for many decades. I still do actually. I'm very strong still. But yeah, I'm going to be a little humble here and just let that be. But for my age, I'm still extremely very strong. I do have weights. I still lift weights. I still, you know, I stretch religiously. And that's another big thing. It's part of your health is being being very mobile and being very flexible and pliable. Your mobility, especially the older you get, your mobility is like going to be most important for you, because if you don't have the flexibility and mobility as you age, that will become a really big problem for you. You'll start having back problems, knee problems, hip problems. And that's how like a lot of people like fall. Like if you don't have your mobility and you don't have, the flexibility and the muscles to actually keep you upright, the older you get, the more issues you are going to have and the more pain you're going to endure. And something that you could totally listen, you guys. I know this isn't my channel, this particular channel. I have another channel where I talk about all the health and stuff that I know. But listen, like if you're in your 40s, 50s, and 60s or whatever, you need to really, really be mindful of the fact that flexibility is so important. All injuries and everything could be like literally stopped in their tracks if you just took time every day to do stretching exercises. I spend a good 45 minutes a day stretching. I mean, I've always been able to do the splits both ways, this way, that way. I've always been super pliable. I have incredible mobility, especially for me. I mean, I've been able to do like round offs and cartwheels at my age. Okay, you guys. So if you can't do that when you're over 50, then you need to really, you need to play like you were when you were a kid. You remember all the jumping around you did, all the constant movement, the monkey bars, whatever. You need to do that even when you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. I mean, you still need to play like you're a kid. And that's what I do. So, yeah. And I have fun doing it, you guys. I go to the playground here. I go to the kids' school and I'll play and all. I kid you not, you guys. I'm not even exaggerating. Like I play like I'm a kid. And yeah, so like you can literally evade getting like back surgery if you just took time to stretch your back every single day, or at least every other day. Okay, you don't have to do it every day. If you stretch at least 3 times a week, give it a good 30 to 45 minutes and do a good stretch, especially from your waist down, because that's where you need to be mobile, is from your waist down. Yeah, you will notice a huge difference in all the pains in your back, in your knees, and all that sort of thing. Because I know when I have like let myself go when it comes to like stretching, then the back pain starts coming back, and the knee pain starts coming back, the shoulder pain will start coming back, like all the pain start coming back. And I'm like, why did I let myself go a whole month without stretching? Dumb. And I get back, big old mat back out, and I start stretching. Like today I stretched twice. I stretched before I went walking, and when I got home from walking, I stretched again. Okay. It is actually really vital. And I know that this video is not about that, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, we were on the topic, and but I love you guys, and I actually am going to get off here, and I will see you all next week, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Enjoy your evening, you guys. I love you. Thanks for being here. And we are out. Cheerio.